Hi, folks. It's Jody with Strength and Wisdom Tarot, here to do a Strength in Wisdom adventure. I got a email from Savannah, and I gotta tell you, this might be the most bizarre one that I've done yet. I've done some pretty strange ones. Savannah sent me a email with the pictures of Saint Vincent Asylum, and this place get a little bit of history. See if I can get the picture. Give you guys a feel like a look at what it looks like. This is in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and it's basically been abandoned and left to rot. Basically, there are videos on YouTube of this place, and I got some history on this place, and let me tell you, bizarre, bizarre. I couldn't believe it. And then when I was watching the video, and it says Saint Vincent Asylum on it. Um, the info that I got in this place is just absolutely crazy. So, 1962, there were two patients there because it was an asylum murdered by a male nurse. Now, keep in mind the asylum was all male. Okay? Killed by a male nurse, these two, they were suffocated. There were no charges brought up against this male nurse because he suffered from schizophrenia. What? You have a male nurse with schizophrenia working in an asylum, murdering, patients there. But it gets better than that. 1988, it was converted into the asylum slash church there. And it was ran by a Reverend Dolan, Dolan. Now, the Reverend was murdered by the patients. Yeah, but there's a good reason for that. The Reverend was caught soliciting prostitution, male prostitutes. And therefore, he might have been prostituting some of the patients out. So the Reverend was soliciting an undercover cop at the time. So that's how that busted open. But before he meant any of those charges, they murdered him. Crazy, crazy, crazy. The present owner of the place wants to renovate, I should say, to make it a woman's rehabilitation center. Are you serious? There's been many accounts of just a feeling of a demonic presence there. In one of the videos that I saw, there is a black figure, and it's painted on the wall. Kind of creepy because it looks like a shadow person, but it never seems to be exactly in the same place you see it the first time. Creepy. Let's see, they closed the place in the late 80s to early 90s. Now there's no windows in the place whatsoever, and they kind of made this place a dumping ground for old tires and mattresses. Strange. Just mattresses, like everywhere. Of course, they've had some probably homeless people staying in the place, but the hearing voices, even when you watch the videos, you kind of catch it here and there. And my take on it was when I was watching this, instantly I saw a man sitting on the floor, possibly in a straitjacket because he was being confined, and just sitting there. Now, what I saw was a man missing teeth, but they're not, they were probably pulled from him. I don't know if that was a form of some sort of punishment. Um, Also in the video, if it's an all male asylum, then why was there one particular bathroom that was all pink? Like it was made for women. This some things here just don't add up. So, Savannah, thank you for the interesting clip. And again, check out the video on St. Vincent's Asylum. And it's also considered one of the top 14 haunted places in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So, I think I told you everything. Yeah, the creepy man on the wall. Oh, as far as like the renovations of bringing this thing back into life and making it a woman's rehabilitation place, um, there's been experiences of fire in the place. Nobody wanted this place to be resurrected for anything. So now the place is just beyond repair. They might as well just, knock it down if they're gonna build anything there. Just weird. So let's use the spellcasters for this one and see what the story was there. I mean, the guy got away with murder. He's schizophrenic himself. So no justice for them two. And plus the Reverend himself, in his shenanigans and probably possibly involving some of the patients there, maybe against their will. So, St. Vincent's Asylum. St. Vincent's Asylum. You get the Six of Cups in reverse. Now, this would be nostalgia, fondly thinking, back on this place. There's no fond memories. Someone's trying to forget maybe their stay there. Try to forget it ever happened or what happened there happened. Asylum. St. Vincent's. Now we have the Three of Rods here. That would represent, some victory or success. Now keep in mind it was an all men's asylum there too. So this could have been the owner of the place or the director of the place. I'm thinking this was before the Reverend. Now keep in mind back then, the older asylums and stuff, people that had tuberculosis were sent to these places and well, they were sent there and they never came back out. There's the Two of Pentacles here, the juggling act. This could be pro and conning something. To people, to decisions, to situations. Should I, shouldn't I, will I, won't I? Keep it open, not keep it open. This also could have been the contemplation of, how to treat the people that stayed at the asylum. A lot of them were used for guinea pigs. And a lot of this stuff went, yeah. Not looked at. Funding. Now there's the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So in the upright, this would be the messenger of, money, valuable things, maybe even medication. That would have been considered valuable. Wasn't coming. The funding was running out. Maybe by the state itself. And this card just, reminds me of, just keeping people in cages. The Nine of Wands, is usually that warrior spirit hanging in there to the end. But this is paranoia. Perhaps caging certain clients or treating them like animals. They're ready to fight back. I mean, keep in mind, all the patients killed the Reverend. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Why do I want to say that? Hmm. Yeah, it was death there. You get that right. That's the game changer. Whether they were murdered, creating death themselves, and it's under people don't want to talk about it. They want to forget what happened there. But death definitely rings there. And even if you get to see the video, folks, you can feel that there's just a presence about the place that's just, it's dark. I'm hearing for whom the bell tolls. Some people might even thought that if they were assigned there, that maybe they thought it was a death sentence. Death was coming for them. Maybe that's why they were so on guard. Paranoid. I definitely feel like the place wasn't on the up and up. Not by state regulations. Maybe that's why the funding ran out. The star card in reverse. Nobody's wishes are getting granted. Now, this is under success. So, I love this card too. But this is about keeping balance too, because she's got the 2 pitchers of water. She empties it out because she knows the next day they'll be full again by the universe, by her guides. This is a wish not being granted. Empty, those pictures, they won't be full. Right behind death. It's almost like death comes in, and just dries up everything. I almost feel like it's like a shadow that goes across. It's almost like if you're in a particular place or a certain part of this asylum that it's almost like you were doomed. Somebody makes their success off of somebody's wishes not coming true or being granted. If they were court ordered to stay there or, sentenced there. Okay. Okay. So under the Juggling Act, you have the 9 of Pentacles being reversed. So this place was basically like a funnel as far as finances go. Like this is, I'm good solo, self-reliant, self-efficient energy, somebody, well-to-do, successful, entrepreneurial. I don't know why the squirrel's wearing a hood. But in the reverse, somebody is more reliant maybe on the state, donations, grants. And like I said, this is kind of like a funnel, and this could have been like, hold on to this or let this thing go. How long can somebody keep, funneling money? So when the money was not coming in, maybe the grants, the funds stopped. Somebody was trying to get out of some sort of heartbreak, some sort of disappointment. 3 of Swords in the reverse. It's having those swords fall. It's like recouping from something that was, oh, all right, I get it. Something that might have been so painful and hurtful. So it was probably the patience there that the funding ran out and stuff. They figured they're getting out of there. They'll just be dispersed or put, in a better place. Some of them might have been wishing for it. Wishing for it. These people might have either passed on or were abused when they're waiting for change to come in. It's like death found them first. But I don't think anybody was heartbroken when the funding, stopped and, the building changed hands. Like I said, I think that they were hoping for it. Thieves. 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 Seven of Swords. Now, depicted in here, that thief goes right into a wolf's camp and takes valuable things from the wolves. That's pretty brazen. But coming in and taking something that's not theirs, now that could be, amongst the patients themselves, the staff, anybody in there that had anything and stuff, whether maybe it was taken away from them, as they're confined, they walk in and take whatever they had. Something more to that card. It's almost like if they were in having lunch or the rec area or something. I feel like something's easy pickings. Whether it's other patients or, was it staff? Maybe both. On the bottom of the deck, there's the Five of Pentacles, feeling outcasted, shunned, blocked, the outside looking in. Financial pinch, sure. But this is like poverty level stuff. This is like taking away everything from the patients. Maybe that's why the Reverend met his end. But it's almost like being sent to this asylum was, at that sentence, maybe they thought that they'd never get out. The abuse that might have been going on in there, especially this prostitution ring. Maybe the Reverend was selling out patients. But whoever went there felt like they were casted aside, maybe casted out from society, from family, from friends, from a world they knew. And now they go to an asylum and there's nothing. Wow. I kind of get the feeling that maybe some people didn't belong there. That maybe the asylum was a cover-up just to get rid of someone. Wow. But this place was definitely a siphon. Definitely drained, took away. And I think they installed fear in some of them. A lot of confusion. A lot of confusion. Nobody really knows exactly what the real story is, what's going on. Speculation. Okay. But I think that in the end, it was the money. And whether it was a misuse of funds, not enough funds, it was more than just a poverty level. I mean, people lost everything. Maybe even their mind. Wow. So that is what I have for you. Definitely, Savannah, thank you so much. And if anyone out there has a place that has a little bit of interesting background, so to speak, send me a clip, a small video, or like Savannah did, some pictures so I can look up some history and know what we're getting into. So on to the next adventure.